In 1976, King Kong went to Hong Kong to play ping pong with his ding dong. And he also went to Kmart to give kids King Kong toys. Let's look at the 1976 King Kong merchandise. Welcome back to the Junkman, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with a new video. So what are we going to talk about today? The 1976 King Kong merchandise. Now, Star Wars gets a lot of credit as kicking off merchandise tie-ins for movies, but really, King Kong gets overlooked. Of course, you have some other movies before King Kong that had merchandise released with it, but they really pushed the merchandise with King Kong. And a lot of the same things being pushed with Star Wars in 77, 78 was also being pushed with King Kong. This movie was huge. It was released in 1976, and it made triple its money back. But it only came in third for the year, believe it or not, with Rocky being #1 and #2 being A Star Is Born. It's hard to believe that more people would rather see A Star Is Born than King Kong. Now, I don't remember seeing this movie in the theater, but of course in 1976 I was 4 or 5 years old, depending on the release date. But I do remember seeing it on TV. 2 years later, just 2 years after 1976 and 1978, NBC aired the movie 2 nights in a row. And that was pretty fast for a movie, especially a big budget movie, to go from theater to network television in just 2 years. But NBC paid a then unheard of $19.5 million for the television rights. Now, I do have memories of that being on TV and the hype surrounding it. NBC went really all out. But let's get back to 1976 and look at some of the merchandise that came out with King Kong. I'm not going to sit here and look at every single thing that was released, but we're going to take a look at a lot of it. If you walked into a 7-Eleven back in 1976, you could have got King Kong cups. That's right, King Kong drinking cups. Also released was King Kong dish sets, bowls, plates, I guess forks. You could eat your dinner on King Kong. What a great time. Probably the one thing I remember the most is iron-on t-shirts. It seemed like every magazine I looked in between 1976 and probably 1980, they always had a whole ad of all these iron-ons you could get for your t-shirt, and King Kong was always in the ad, always. And usually when someone's doing a documentary about the 70s and shows people dancing at a disco, somebody's going to be wearing a King Kong iron-on t-shirt. Also released was this King Kong doll. I don't know if this looks like something you want to cuddle up and sleep with, but I'm sure some of you sleep with something a lot worse. Now, one thing I do remember as a kid is having this Ideal board game. I don't remember playing the game. I remember playing with the game because it had a cardboard King Kong on the side, and you push a button and slide him up to the top of the World Trade Center. If I remember right, he could swing back and forth and knock planes down and everything. It was just a lot of fun to play with, even if I wasn't actually playing the game. And here's a look at it. Here's King Kong on the track, so you can slide him up to the top of the World Trade Centers. And it wasn't just stuff aimed for kids. Jim Beam, the liquor, even got into the act with a King Kong Jim Beam liquor ad. This is something you sure didn't see with the merchandising of Star Wars. And then there were model kits, at least 2 model kits I know of. There was one with him on the World Trade Center, and then one of him fighting the giant snake.
And now you can build your own King Kong with these challenging King Kong model kits. You need no glue, no special tools. Just snap together and paint it, and you have a realistic model of Kong fighting the giant snake. Or for a real challenge, build King Kong on top of the Twin Towers. When you're finished, they make a great addition to any kid's room. King Kong model kits come complete with easy-to-follow picture instructions. By Mego.
And there was no way you had a movie in the 70s while making a license deal with Don Post for a Halloween costume. Yep, of course there was a King Kong one. And here it is. How scary is that? Give me some candy, I'm King Kong. The trading cards. I looked up these pictures and I could still smell that bubble gum. Remember that old hard bubble gum that always had anthrax looking stuff all over it? Love that gum. They don't even come with gum anymore. But I can remember having these King Kong trading cards, or at least seeing them around the house. I don't know if I had them or my brother had them. They were just one of those things that was just always around, always in a drawer somewhere. But the King Kong trading cards, look at them. Man, it brings back some memories. And of course, you had to have a King Kong lunchbox if you were a King Kong fan. Now, this was before I started going to school, so I never had a King Kong lunchbox. But I think if I had went to school, I would have had a King Kong lunchbox. But here's a look at the metal King Kong lunchbox. Metal, like a real lunchbox. Not that plastic stuff that came in the late 80s and 90s. We're talking a real lunchbox. Then there was the punch pop bags. Kenner did this with Star Wars, and almost every company had their own. This was, you blow it up, had sand at the bottom of it, and kids could punch it. Now I can understand kids wanted to punch King Kong in the face, but I never understood why any kid would want to punch a Jawa in the face. And then we had the wacky, crazy King Kong drinking straw. Yeah, a straw. King Kong straw.
Watch King Kong climb to the top of the Twin Towers every time you have a drink. It's the King Kong drinking straw. When your glass is full, King Kong sinks to the bottom. Put in your straw. And as you drink, watch him climb. The more you drink, the higher he climbs until he reaches the top. The King Kong drinking straw comes complete with 2 throwaway straws. The King Kong drinking straw by Mego.
Now there was no action figure line. We never got an action figure of Jeff Bridges, and we never, sadly, never got a Charles Grodin action figure. Not from King Kong. I don't think they ever made a Charles Grodin action figure of anything. Rest in peace, Charles Grodin. Who didn't love Charles Grodin? But we did get a playset, although they had cardboard pieces and a cool King Kong. Here's the King Kong playset. Again, it's not action figures, but it still looks pretty good. And if you're a kid, all you really cared about was getting that King Kong. Believe it or not, there was even King Kong Reese cups. Well, they wasn't Reese cups by name, but they were peanut butter cups with King Kong. If you ask me, they should have made these in the shape of gorilla turds. Of course, Star Wars had the collectible glasses. Well, King Kong and Burger Chef teamed up also for King Kong glasses.
King Kong on King Kong glasses. Get one free at Burger Chef when you buy a Big Chef or Super Chef, large fries, and a large serving of Coca-Cola. Or get one with purchase of a regular size Coke at a special price. King Kong glasses. Get all 4 for your kids. You want a straw?
You get one tonight at Burger Chef.
And if you wanted to watch King Kong at home, you could, kinda, with your Viewmaster. Something we never got with Star Wars. We never got a Star Wars Viewmaster reel back in the original trilogy days. But we got King Kong. As you can see here, King Kong for your Viewmaster. And probably the coolest of them all is King Kong Against the World game. This is where you put King Kong on top of the World Trade Centers and have to shoot him off. It looked like a lot of fun. I don't remember playing it, but when looking at these, I was like, that's the one, as a kid, I wish we had. It looks like a lot of fun. But that's a king of the merchandising. A lot of people forget King Kong and its tie-in merchandising. Sad, sad. Now, Star Wars gets a lot of credit as kicking off the merchandising, and they did with the action figures and everything. And Star Wars really helped change the way movies was marketed with its merchandise. But let's not forget about King Kong and his heavy merchandise also. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know below, did you have any King Kong stuff? Which one did you have? And, as always, thumb up this video so that you like my content. Subscribe to the channel. We'll talk again soon.
Junkman.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.